Aries, welcome to your energy check-in for the month of May. I'm super excited. Let's jump in and see what information Spirit has for us. Also, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, please do feel free to reach out. You can find the link to my Etsy page and just go ahead, peruse, see what you feel is calling to you. I offer about 16 different readings, with varying prices and lots of love. Okay, so let's jump in. These readings are timeless and signless. Dear God, what energies? Wow, look at that. What energies do we have for Aries for the month of May? And actually 30 days out. Okay. All right, so first of all, I'm feeling some dragon energy. So that could be that at least one of you who is watching has dragon energy along with you, okay? But, you know, it could also be that it's designed to be assigned to somebody that, hey, we're talking to you. All right, so Aries, if this reading is for you or whoever you are, you don't actually have to have Aries in your chart. I'm seeing that you have a new contract coming up for you. This could be a person, place, thing, or situation, but I do see some trepidation. Now, interestingly, the trepidation energy falls right upon this setting your course card, which is like, it looks like it should say full speed ahead, you know? But in fact, this card is actually giving me this energy of being very apprehensive. Now, the warning that's coming through here is that you kind of want to get on board, okay? Even if you don't know what the plans are moving forward or who or what this contract is relating to, right? The soul contract is relating to, you should be of the mindset, well, full speed ahead. I'm surrendering to you, Spirit, whatever it is, because that's going to help condition the energy around you, which is going to be directly related to what you manifest, right? So that's why this energy is choosing to fall upon the cards setting your course, because as you guys know, we don't need the cards to read. The trepidation energy is in the field. So when we see that energy chooses to show itself upon this card, we have to ask why. Why would we have this energy of trepidation on a card that indicates full speed ahead and a card that indicates setting your course? Because there's a little bit of a warning saying, hey, you're supposed to be moving forward, but we're sensing some apprehension. Please watch your energy, okay? That's what they're saying. All right, I know some of you are like, well, who or what is this energy that's coming in? King of Keys, all together now. Who dat, right? All together now. And for somebody here, this person is a teacher. Whoever it is that is picking up here, for somebody, this King of Keys is a male. It's masculine, right? It doesn't have to be a male body, but I'm saying male because actually I'm seeing it as a male body. This is a male kindergarten teacher, possibly. If that's you, don't forget to comment below or just email me, because sometimes I'm like, who is this? I'm feeling you. You have great guides, or your energy is very assertive, because I'm feeling you amidst all of these energies I'm feeling. But either way, this is showing for some of you guys. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a step back. That somebody here, this person represents a kindergarten teacher, or something like that you wouldn't expect necessarily a male bodied person to be involved with. But let's open it up, generally speaking, to what this King of Keys is representing. I'm getting the word microwave for somebody, so if that's for you, maybe you should pay attention to this next part. For somebody here, I'm getting cousin. This feels a little bit like a long lost cousin kind of energy. This does not mean that it has to be your blood cousin or somebody. I'm also getting that this is somebody that you, for some of you, you may find companionship in as you get older. But I'm not getting like, oh my God, passion. I'm not getting that in particular for some of you. I'm just getting that you're going to know who this person is, because they're giving me this idea of moving steadily along as a companion with this person. And even if it's romantic, yeah, sure. So this is coming across as a masculine energy that feels very mature, but I'm getting a little bit, you want to watch this person, or at least because, or at least listen to what I'm going to say next, so you can kind of just get a little bit of a warning. This is someone who's kind of stuck in their ways. They're kind of set in their ways. Again, it could be a female bodied person or gender non-conforming, right? But the point is that I'm getting some masculine polarity energy, and this person has most likely achieved a lot, but sometimes when a lot of people achieve a lot, they may get into this mindset that, oh, I have achieved a lot because I have gotten myself here, because I have done the research and I have had the discipline. And that I right there, it's first of all, it's false, because it wasn't just you. It never is, not even to be born here, right? Let alone to live your life. And the second thing is that it could get you into this false sense of security where you're like, well, I was involved in this whole thing, so I know that this is steady, so I know that I'm right. And so it's like this terrible I that just keeps going, and before they know it, they find themselves up here on this cliff with just I themselves, and then they have this idea that, like, I'm at the top, but then it's like, sir or madam, I hate to tell you, you may be at the top of that little mountain or something, but if you look around, you're literally in a mountain range, so technically you're not the only authority on anything. Excuse me while I have a quick sip of this. So if you hear me drinking, you know what's up. Now, let's talk about this person. Now, this person that I'm picking up on for some of you, they may try to act like they're happy on their own, or everything's, hunky-dory, but I'm getting a little bit of this energy that, wow, they've really been alone for a while, and if they were with somebody, it feels like they weren't really with them. They were feeling alone even then. And this is someone who, as much as they're really about to admit it, like, okay, I would love to kind of have somebody else up here, you see, because that's why they're up here. But you see that rope, it's just hanging. Well, I'm gonna hang this rope over here, and then don't anyone climb up here on this rope that's actually hanging right there next to that, pebble that you can step on, and then that onto that little rock that you can step on, and I left some stairs there, and just nobody come up. It's kind of that energy. I feel that this person may enjoy cooking as well. All right, so yeah, so let's take a look here. Now, I'm getting the energy of multiple options coming in. Look at, oh my God, guys, look. So if ever I'm like, girl, you do not know how to read cards, it's like, Janelle, you lying, because look at that. Wow, I just said multiple options. Here's another king, that's two. And then look, two worlds. And then see this person, literally, they've got this here, but look at them, they're looking out. They're looking out this way. So speaking of looking out, oh my God, the lookout. Okay, God is good. All right, guys, let's talk about it. All right. What I'm seeing here in a nutshell energetically is this. If this reading is for you, you've got somebody here that's kind of like a companion, right? They're coming through as this elk or this stag, right? But you are in this place, Aries, or whoever you are, to make a decision. And look at you. You're kind of in this place where I don't know what you're coming off of. I'm seeing just a blank area here because you guys are all coming out of different things, relationships, disappointments, maybe endings of cycles, whatever. You're coming here, but you're all united in this one sense that right now you're manifesting for your future, but you have apprehension because you are not able to see who or what it is that is coming in for you. And some of you may still be trying to track the mud off of your feet, so to speak, from where you've been. And so you have to understand, put your faith in God and just say, hey, I'm ready, I'm here. This card randomly, nothing's random, wants to come in. It says alchemist. That's kind of the thing, right? Oh, there's two. What is going on? Okay, all right, first let's read this. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Excellent. Okay, so basically this card is saying let God do as God will, right? All you need to do is align your will with spirit, and your will should be simple. Please put me on the path of my highest good. Please help me to get out of where I was. Please help me to circumvent my shadows so I don't keep myself back. Please give me the strength to move forward without knowing what it is that I'm moving towards. Please guide my steps. Please hold me on the beach, whatever it is. And when I say hold me on the beach, I mean that footprints, that footprints, what do you call it, poem where the guy's like, dude, where were you, God? Where were you? I looked and there were only one set of footprints and I thought you had me. And then God's like, hold on a second. First of all, who you shouting at? And then secondly, I was there. Those are my footprints. All right, excuse you, they were shoe prints. Last I checked, you had no shoes because I was carrying you. And then you get a little humbled because it's like, oh, okay. So it's one of those things, right? Now, continuing the summarization, you've got somebody here. Again, I'm not necessarily seeing this as like passion or like romance. It, for some of you, could be whatever, but it feels like more like a steady, companionship going on here. And here you are actually showing up as a masculine energy in your own reading as well, Aries. Okay, now you've got two ways to look. You've got this, okay, that's there, but I see you wanting to look over here. And I gotta tell you that whether or not you plan to look over here, or whether or not you want to, because maybe you're like, I'll stay here, it will be too strong for you to avoid whatever this contract is coming in. And I'll tell you why. Because number one, you're already going to be between two worlds about things. On the one side, you're going to be wanting to explore your future. In fact, it even looks like a little bit like an arrow because the whole thing is pushing you this way. But, on the other side, you're kind of like, oh, I'll just stay there where I was. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, this person's nice. Or I'll just settle. But it's not enough because look at this waterfall. And then look at the lookout. Look, you are literally the lookout right here. You and that, why am I, a telescope? Is okay, sure. What is it? Periscope is underwater. Anyway, whatever, guys. You're holding that. That's you looking out. And then here, so literally you're born to make this move. So look, here's another. This could also be you, could be somebody else. It definitely represents someone else or some other opportunity, but also it's you. And one of the things that, Aries, if this reading is for you, whoever you are, one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that you have options. Let's look at this networker card that wants to come in now. Super cute. It says, enhances unity through sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. What I like about this is that on both cards, we have the presence of somebody, God bless, and also we have some type of parchment or letter or something representing options in contracts. Okay, now I do feel that for a lot of you, this is going to entail you needing to let go of certain energies, people, places, things, situations. Now, I noticed that this disconnect card is falling right on top of the lookout card, covering the word lookout. So Spirit is saying, again, you've got to trust. Imagine if your Spirit is taking you through this underground tunnel and, they're like, okay, we're going here, we're going through here, we're going through here. Now we're going to go down even deeper just for a little bit. I want you to close your eyes for the whole time. Don't open your eyes. It's too whatever down there, okay? Just trust us. And here we go. You have to be able to close your eyes. Take that leap of faith and let Spirit take you down or wherever you need to be. And then trust that before long, you're going to be up again. Now, looking at that analogy, I would say that would take that passageway that they would take you on in that analogy would be about 3 minutes. A lot can happen in 3 minutes in the mind, right? The fear, the stress, the restlessness, this is never going to happen. This is I give up, all of that stuff. Oh my God, I don't trust this person. They said it would happen soon, but oh my God, it is blah, blah, blah. And it's only been like 30 seconds and you're dying already, right? But, so just to show you the analogy, it's 3 minutes is actually pretty quick, especially when you just get off work and you're like, I just need a break. And you only have like a 30-minute break and you're like, oh my God, 3 minutes has passed already. I just walked downstairs and I've lost 3 minutes. So you see how quickly it goes. I just want to point out that there's a card that is kind of loitering on the side here. There are actually two. That one, surrender to your soul's paths, summarizing exactly what we just said, but also this, surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let's touch upon that. The reason why that card is coming out is because the energy that it's carrying is saying, hey, you want to get to point B or point C, but you don't understand that in between the A and the B and the B and the C are some moments when you need to let go of ideas that you have about yourself, ideas about who you think you are, ideas about who you think you are supposed to be or supposed to meet, or so this is, or even things that you think you're entitled to. So these moments, these in between moments, are designed to get you to spruce up, to get you to shore up, SHORE, to get you to release, to get you to update, upgrade, whatever it is. That's when you notice, oh my gosh, I have to get this Reiki healing. Oh my gosh, I have to get this energy shift. Oh my gosh, God wants me to go get a massage. Oh my gosh, I need to take some time off. Oh my gosh, I need to revisit some of those things I told my sister and this and that. So these are moments when you need to reflect for the sake of cutting ties with outdated beliefs. Okay, time for a sip. And so that's what I'm seeing there. Now, the reason why some of you guys are struggling, God bless. Some of you are struggling, and that's what we saw we saw in this energy here. And when I say struggling, I'm getting very clearly that the struggling is actually in your lower dimensional self, lower dimensional being here on earth, right? In your upper dimensional selves, they know. They're like, look, look, where we at? Why are we taking so long to get this going? And then some of you are talking to you, oh, it's our lower dimensional self on earth, they're still trying to figure out, and they're taking long, they're still holding on to so and so who's not even interested, they're still da da da. And so you see down here, your job is this: surrender your need to always be right. You gotta surrender things from the past. Imagine there's before and there's now. There's before and there's now. So you're going through an alchemical change, okay? So let's talk about that for a second. Alchemical change means you're going through energetic shifts in your energy bodies, okay? Your energy bodies give way to what happens in the physical body. It is never the other way around. I don't care what medical school you go to, whatever, the two, east and west, have to come together, and we understand that when something gets into the physical body, then you can start looking at physical things to, physical remedies and all of this, surgeries and all that to take care of that. But the problem will persist if you do not check the template in the energetic, okay? And so energetically speaking, you must understand that that's where this is all happening. All of this is happening energetically. And see this card with the waterfall? It's going to be too strong for you to withhold the physical changes that are happening on earth for you. Meaning, oh, well, I just lost my job. Oh, this person just rejected me. Oh, this person just came over and said this to me. All of that stuff, these things are manifestations in the physical of a past now moment. So right now, in the now moment in which you're listening to this video, God bless you, right? You have to realize that what you see around you means nothing. They're just past manifestations of a past, a present manifestation, let's put it that way, of a past now moment. So right now, you should understand, I'm feeling tension inside. If this reading is for you, I'm feeling tension inside because from a higher perspective, changes are being made. They're being made. But from my lower perspective, where I'm still feeling a lot of the unresolved emotions and this and that, I need to allow, that's the word, I need to allow for the changes to be made through me. What does that look like? Surrender. Oh, I really like this guy and I just really want him to pay attention to me, and no matter what I do, he's not trying. Okay, I'll try harder. No, you won't. Surrender. When you surrender that means you stop the texting, you stop trying to pass by the house or his office, or you stop trying to position yourself so that you just let it go. If this person were interested in you, God bless, right? I get it. Trust me, I've been there. I got nothing but rejections, okay? So trust me, it's built into my damn chart. I know what it feels like. But if you find it's not happening, then you have to stop and you have to say, all right, Spirit, clearly you're trying to tell me through this person that this is not the right place to go. So I'm going to just let it go. And I'll give you 3 months, God, or I'll give you a week, or whatever your idea is. And I'm just going to say yes to everything you say. And you will be surprised by how you get moved. And in those moments when you're being moved, also when you're being asked to do things, you're being asked to make certain steps and take certain steps, notice the resistance. The resistance is coming from you because, again, there's a part of you that doesn't want to do that. I don't want to work out. I don't want to wash my dishes. I don't want to clock in for another 3 hours so that I can, have time on Sunday so I don't have to work. I want to work. I want to rest now. Like, so all of these things, these are all forms of resistance. And so the question is simple. How long are you going to stop yourself, Aries, or whoever you are, from having this new beginning that you will not be able to fight? Again, it's too strong. The energy is too strong. So the more you have this resistance, the more you're going to feel pain, because the attachment is to something that is no longer the case. And so it's kind of like when you're combing your hair, you never start from the top, guys. You got to start from the bottom when you have knots, move up and then you comb through, right? But let's imagine you're combing through and you're like, this is the ascension that's trying to come into your life. Then there's this knot. The knot is the resistance. Look at this knot. It's the resistance. So let go and let the comb through. All right. So let's go ahead and see what else is coming through for you. For some of you here, I'm getting the words should have known better. Should have known better. I'm also hearing George Michael's Careless Whisper. Remember when he's like, should have known better? Yeah. And no one remembers where in that song that was? Okay, the lost tracks, right? So there's this idea, should have known better. Look at that card, the Treasure. I'm also getting this energy. First of all, let me talk about should have known better. Let's talk about that. When I'm getting should have known better, I'm getting two energies. For somebody here, you may have, not the other person, you may have stepped outside of the connection, okay? So I'm talking about cheating, I'm talking about emotional cheating, whatever it is. You may have stepped outside of the connection of something, be it person, place, or thing. Yes, yeah, I'm gonna make this the longer video for YouTube. My guides are like, is this for Instagram? This is not the one that's short for Instagram, although people on Instagram are welcome to come check it out, Joe. But I'm gonna make it the longer one for YouTube for now, okay? Different energies, okay? But anyway, yes, so going back to what I was saying, should have known better. For somebody here, this was about stepping outside of a contract that you had, whether it's a person or a place or a job, maybe you some insider trading, I don't know. But for others, I'm getting should have known better, meaning like, oh, okay, I got involved in something, or I stayed too long in something, or just something that I should not have been. Either way, the energy is universal. Should have known better. But the reason why this Treasure card is coming up is because, and notice we can no longer see the words on this card now, surrender to your soul's path, because you made a choice, because I'm seeing a choice back here. You made a choice that took you down the wrong path. It's like it took you to the wrong room. You go in the room, you realize, oh my God, I'm in the wrong room. How do you know you're in the wrong room? It's because you looked in everything. You looked in the armoire, you looked in the treasure chest, you looked underneath the chair, you looked everywhere. And you didn't find what you were looking for. But that's a little bit of a lesson for life. For everybody. The lesson here is that there are choices to be made along the way, right? See this card on the bottom of the deck? Oh, let me move the card here. There are choices to be made along the way. And some choices, just like in our beloved Choose Your Own Adventure books, take you down a dark path. And some of them just lead to closed doors. Some of them lead to mediocre results. And some of them will lead to the treasure, right? Wishes fulfilled. But sometimes we find that it's too hard to get to the wish fulfillment. So we settle. So for somebody here, you settled. For somebody here, you couldn't distinguish, right? And that's another thing that happens. We can't discern where we're going, what's happening. It's called discernment, and we're working on it, right? And after you have so many dead ends and things like that, then you start to be able to have a pattern that will help you in discerning. But some of you, and that was the case for some, but for some of you, you have been doing this for quite some time, and you knew whatever path you were on. I'm seeing a motorcycle, or I'm getting a motorcycle here for somebody, but whatever path you were on, you knew it wasn't going to be the real deal, but you settled because of something. I don't know, because it's going to be dependent upon who you are in particular. But I'm getting that 4 months down, you would have had your dream come true had you not settled. Okay, hold on, let me get a sip here. Now, I don't know who or what you are, who you are, or what the situation is referring to. Could be a job, could be a relationship, settling for one person when, had you waited 4 months later, God could have like worked with you in that in between time and gotten you to your wish fulfillment. Who knows? But I think that everybody's next question as well is, this like the end? Does this mean that I don't get to have my wish fulfillment? And nobody's saying that, right? Sometimes when we do make these kinds of decisions, though, the person or the option that we could have had our wish fulfillment with decides to go on with another soul contract with somebody else, because they have things to do too, and just like us, and we made a choice. But sometimes that person will wait, and you'll know, because spirit will kind of whisper to you sometimes, this person is willing to wait. Now let's keep it real. If you can't even hear like your everyday wisdom from your guides, you're probably not going to be able to hear when they give you that kind of like whisper. Because if you, just I said that, look at this is my truth card. Because let's talk about that. Sometimes people, they don't hear their guidance. Everybody hears it, but they won't have a conscious memory or of hearing it. And the reason why is because they don't want to hear it on some level. They just don't. And I know sometimes you guys are gonna be like, but that's not true. It is always true. And it's so true that sometimes when we look back and we're like, oh, in hindsight, yeah, I guess I can identify a time when I think like God was trying to say something. Okay, 5 times when God was trying to say something. Okay, 2 times when God was definitely saying something. It's very, very rare that you would look back and you'd be like, oh no, I just couldn't see it. I couldn't get it. I just don't see it. And in that case, I don't know. I would have to ask about, I'd have to look into your energy field to see if there's an actual blockage or if that's just extreme dissociation, right? Could be either, right? Which kind of functions in the same way. But anyway, so you will know, because you'll know that you may struggle to hear spirit's voice in times if it's something that you so want. If you so want this married man or this married woman, you shouldn't, because it doesn't belong to you. That is literally a structure, a template, a structure that was built, and it was so strong that matter attached to it, and it became a marriage and a union and a house and a kid and the kids and the this and the that and the whole wedding, and everybody came out to see it. That is such a strong structure. And I'm sorry, I don't care what that man told you about, this person doesn't make me happy, we don't even sleep in the same bed. Listen, if the structure were no longer there would not be this tying up. You wouldn't be in the same house. The contract would have been dried a long time ago. You have to understand, guys, that when we step into these structures that are there already, that's when you can't have. And the sneaking around and the this and that, that's all, that's just you trying to force something, and you so want it to be the case that you just believe what that married person, male or female or gender non-conforming, is telling you. But it's not true, because listen, if it were true and there were nothing there anymore, the physical parts would have already happened. The divorce is over. The ink is dry. This person's no longer on speed dial. No one's knocking on the door. Nobody's having struggles with the co-parenting. But any one of those things indicates it's not done yet, right? And it sucks to hear that, but we have to pay attention to that. That's truth. That's truth right there. It's energetic truth. And so when you want something so bad, for example, we're using this example for a reason, I'm assuming. um, when you want something so bad, how could spirit tell you otherwise? They're probably screaming at the top of their lungs, trying to get it to you, but you're choosing not to hear it on some level, because if you were to acknowledge it, then you would have to make a choice. And the logical choice would be to release this situation. Okay, so the reason why they brought that analogy up is pretty much just to showcase for you guys how we always know what it is that we're supposed to do. We do know it, right? It's just that for whatever reason, it could be denial, it could be a lot of stuff, just trauma in general, inner child stuff, attachment issues, major expectation, or whatever it is. It leads us to make a choice on some subconscious level or unconscious level not to recognize it. Now, are we still responsible for the results of that? Of course we are. Okay. Oh my God, stop it. I went to just pull these cards. I feel like they want to build something here. And the card that was like literally right there, surrender denial. Okay. So we know we're on the right path. Okay. We know we're on the right path. Key of light. Look at that. What is this? Past life stuff. Yeah, for some of you, the key is to going deeper, to going backward in time. And now, I love how they're showing this card like that, because energetically what they're saying is that a lot of you don't need to hire readers like me or anybody else, or do all these like past life regressions and on YouTube, although all of these things are really great. You could simply sit down and set the intention to reach back in time, to pull some type of wisdom out for yourself, right? And so Spirit is saying, oh God, they're so funny. This is their really, really nice and diplomatic and kind way of saying, you've got no excuse. They're so bad. Look, they're showing like the person holding, like if it's them holding your arm, like, okay, well, you got no excuse, bub, right? And so they have a good sense of humor, but in a sense, it's also not funny when we're struggling. And they're saying that when you keep hitting a wall, when you're going to bed sad every night, I guarantee you, if you get a piece of paper and every night on your nightstand, right before you right before you bed somebody, just kidding, no, they're not saying that. Right before you go to bed, if you write down, I feel, bam. Okay, and at the end of the month, or however long you want to go, could be longer, how many of those nights are you going to bed with an unhappy emotion? I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel betrayed, I don't know how I feel, but I don't feel good, right? And only every now and then do you actually feel happy. And then even that happiness is tangential. It's like conditioned upon something that happened good that day, right? So you see, Spirit is saying that when we are in that constant mode of just not being happy, not feeling fulfilled, right? You have to ask yourself, is this the person for me? Is this the path for me? Is this the career for me? Is this the neighborhood for me? And once you are honest with yourself and you say no, then you open up this amazing threshold for something new to happen. You have to reach that threshold first though. You have to reach there where you're like, okay, I acknowledge. They say, what do they say? What do they say? Recognizing it is the first step. Yeah, I get it. Okay, God, I'll admit. Look, he fine, but I'll admit he's lame. He's so hot, but he doesn't return my calls. He's this, he's that, she this, she that. And once you can come to that, like, you know what, let's structure that language a little bit better in a friendly way for the mind to wrap itself around. That goes, same concept, same person, same situation, but if you change it for your mind to latch on in an easier way, a good statement is like, okay, God, I do really like this person, but if I could ask you for, an improvement for the same person, it would be this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. And then you realize, oh my God, 20 things. Yeah, he's got to, or just sometimes it's just 2 things, but the quality of those things. Well, he's got to be available. He's got to show me he likes me. Those 2 are very important, right? But it's only 2 things. So long story short, guys, and look, I laugh because it's funny. Sorry, but damn it, I can laugh because I've been through it. Okay. So we can laugh. If we're not laughing at this craziness, then what are we doing? Okay. So anyway, Spirit is trying to get us to recognize. Now, let's go on to the next part of this conversation. You may be like, well, why is Spirit bringing all this up? Spirit is saying we're bringing all this up so you can get yourself together. Pull yourself together. As I'm saying that, I am seeing the Ankh right in front of you. So somebody here, a few of you are being, I don't want to say guided by the Ankh, or it's part of your heritage or something, but you're bigger than what you've been going through. Spirit is saying, check this out. You always want to be right about something, but it's based off of beliefs that don't make sense. You're refusing to let go. You're stuck between the past that clearly was not working out, but you were not allowing yourself to recognize it. You strayed off your path. You hit some closed doors. You got your past life stuff coming up, but you're not making you're not doing the healing work and facing the truth in order to fully navigate your life. Listen, what you need to do is give it all up and go back to the beginning here, which is understanding that right now I am in a great position to open up to something better, to go from here to here. And by doing that, I will ensure that the future that I pull in for myself is, number 1, aligned with Spirit, and number 2, dedicated to my health and well-being. And eventually, Aries, you're going to get to this point where if you're keeping it 100, you realize I went through so much stress, so much disappointment, so much anger, so much frustration, so much bitterness, so much rejection, so much abandonment, and the list goes on, that I have no patience for somebody who's going to come and they are not going to deliver. I'm sorry, sir or madam, I need to see your ID. I need to see your social security card. I need to, whatever it is that you think you need to see. I need to see all your past husbands and wives' documents so I can take my white glove and rub it. If any ink comes off on this glove, that's one of those moments you're like, you take the glove off and you just slap them. This ink is not dry. Off with you, okay? To the back of the line. So you have to get to that point of discernment, Aries. So if this reading is for you, I know you've been through it. They just showed me this word. It's the RFAL for waterfall, but the way they showed it to me, they superimposed the word real on it. That's Spirit's way of saying #real talk, okay? So please, 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 guys. Now let's take a look here. They're building some cards there. 3 cards, okay. Because I know some of you, and it seems like it might be relating to this, whoever this person is, this companion, this whoever. For some of you, it could be your actual husband or wife, right? Or it could be just somebody there that's in your space. Yeah, look, this card, it says on track, but I see that they were kind of covering it a bit, which tells me that there's something about this connection that, again, is not on your track, right? Look at this. Okay. There was so many splittings of the deck. 4 splits. Okay. Something about this connection is not on your track, which we know. We know that because look, here's you setting your course in your lookout, and we saw the lookout card here. You're supposed to be on this path that's going to pull you. So if you choose to get into something here, it's not going to last, I don't think, because it's going to, and it'll just be, oh God, it'll just be so hard because, again, you cannot stay here. It's not for you. So it's going to pull you out, and that's more resistance for you. again, so here we have the Tower card, we have the lightning bolt, but I think this connection is designed to get you thinking, to get you thinking, to get you thinking. That's why we have the lightning bolt, but it's also the Tower. So it's like, yeah, just think about it. Just maybe this person's showing you what it means to be loved. Maybe this person is showing you how to eat well. Maybe this person is showing you how to take time slowly, whatever. But you see here we have these two cute little kids in the garden, but they're just friends. They're just playmates. They're just connecting and enjoying, but then they're also in their own world. And then we have this on track. That's you kind of getting on your train and kind of heading out, and of course resuming, resuming the path, because we have this akashic field. And it's like this train is choo choo going through that field, bringing us right back here, where it's kind of like, okay, I'm moving forward. I don't know where I'm going, but I have to trust in God. I have to trust God. Spirit is saying, listen, don't be afraid to distract yourself. If you're on that train track and you are on that train and you are riding in the middle of the night and you see the aurora borealis overhead, hey, take a look at what's up there. So you're not busy wondering, where am I going? Where does this track lead? Which stop am I getting off of? Don't think about all that. Just look up at the aurora borealis. Now take a look at the Queen of Keys. She's looking back with contentment, because look, this is a match here. We've got the King of Keys and the Queen of Keys. So that friendship is there, right? This person's content, that person's content. But why is she content? Because take a look here. She's exactly where she needs to be. She's supposed to be here. And that's her. Or, this is her place being grown. I almost said killed, but not killed. Maybe that's for somebody, for some reason. Maybe your place is going to be demolished and then rebuilt, or I have no idea. But you see the stone, and the stone, this is her manifestation, her new place, her upgrade. It's everything. Once you get on your track and you go to what it is and you surrender and you get there, look at you. Meanwhile, your friend or companion is over here. But look, you're not too far. There you are. And look at them. They're happy and you're happy. So you're like, hey. Now, I do have to say, for some of you, let me say it this way. I don't think that this person is where you just were, whoever you are. Whoever this King of Keys is not where you just were. I think that this is somebody who may have come in to kind of help out, or maybe it's just a friend, or I don't know what it is, but it's not. Oh, sorry. Let me show you this. This is what I was showing you. The tower. Sorry, this camera is actually way higher than it looks. When I'm down here, I can't actually see what's off camera. Okay. Anyway, all right. So now they're like, look at this. Look how good they are. You see, look, the Akashic field. So again, you hang with this person, they teach you something about yourself, but it's not designed to be your person. Or you're at this job, it teaches you some things, but it's not just designed to be your job. Eventually, you surrender, continue to surrender, you get on your train, you keep going, you're in your boat or your ship, you keep going. Look, Akashic field, Akashic library, you see how spirit just takes you from one thing to the next, one to the next. Speaking of one to the next, look at this, the Queen of Forces. Now this, my dear, is where you should be. Male or female or gender non-conforming. Two worlds. This is not the kind of two that you need. This is the two where you're taking from one to the next, but you're a queen in that moment because you embrace them both. You embrace all states of being. You're not sitting here longingly looking into the fire when you've got all this money on the table. You've got all these means by which to make more. You're sitting right outside of the Patala Palace. Like, come on, guys. Right? And so Spirit is saying what has been stopping some of you guys, if this reading is for you, and keeping you in these two worlds is this feeling of not being content. For some of you, that feeling of not being content is so strong that it combats and it contends with the mystery of what is coming forward. It's kind of like, in layman's terms, like, God, I'm angry with you. I put so much into what I was doing. I put so much into the relationship, into that business, into that job, and I got nothing out of it. I got absolutely nothing out of it. And then on top of that, you want me to surrender and trust you and take a leap of faith when you can't even tell me where I'm going and who this person is and what this job is going to be like. And then on top of that, you give me this long time. I've been going through it for a long time. I don't care about divine timing. I just want to get to this place where I feel happy, where I'm done. This is too much and it's going on too long and I have no rewards. This is that kind of energy. And look, guys, I've been there, okay? Trust me. And so I do want to let you know that Spirit is saying it's that energy. It's so powerful. It is so powerful that it literally is keeping you stuck. It's contending actively with the gift that Spirit actually wants to bring in for you. And I hate to say this, because usually I'm with you guys, I'm like, I don't care. But I hate to say this, but they're like, and Janelle keeps saying, Spirit is bringing in for you. Spirit is you. It is your higher self. And it has happened on more than one occasion when a client is like, blah, 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 and I don't understand it. And then I look into their energy field and I'm like, oh, that's not, I'm so sorry. That's actually not your guides. That's your higher self that's kicking your butt. Or that's your higher self that rejected that or had you get rejected. So we think that all this time, all the guides are like, thank you. Thank you. They're like throwing shillings for you, girl. Girl, what's your name? Shillings for you. It's Janelle, right? They're like, it's not us. Look, I'm just that guy. They're like, I'm just that guy holding that sign outside of that sandwich shop because you told me to hold it. But you're the person. You're the one on their knees. So funny, but you get my point. So a lot of times we love to blame other people, but it's a shadow, totes shadow. You are the one who created the curriculum. You are the one who's starring in this show that you made, and you're the one making the decisions at the higher level and here on this lower level, and you are the one now blaming other people. Now listen, again, I'm with you guys. I'm a free agent right now because I'm channeling. God knows, when I get my job done, I'm with you. But with God, I totally understand the feeling that you have because it's frustrating. And I'm like, throw us a bone. At least tell us how long something's gonna be, And so Spirit is like, well, you should sit and meditate and go in and journal and do EFT and EMDR and get a therapist and work out and eat better. And they have all these things that literally they're just, look, they're having me touch this card. See, they're literally just begging us to do in order for us to get the guidance that we seek. They're like, all of a sudden, we're here to help. You said hold this bag. We're holding the bag, and now you're getting mad at us for having a bag, but you told us to hold it. I don't even know what's in this bag. No, I'm just kidding. But so that's a message coming from your guides. So in a nutshell, if this message is for you, oh, look at her face. They're like, having me show. Look, she's like, oh, but I want someone to blame. Look, me too. Me too. I want someone to blame too. Trust me. But they're like, it's you. You're the problem. But now look at your angel coming in. He's like, all right, where do you want me to chop? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, sir, those suspenders. Okay. I don't know where you want to chop. I don't know, right? The point is, Spirit is saying, you're the one driving this ship. And so you have to make a decision on how you want to move forward. So stop the blame game and recognize that, if you want to make forward movement, you must get on board with the concept of making forward movement. And to reiterate, how you get on board is to understand that you can't be in more than one mind at a time. For someone here, I'm definitely seeing Journaling. They're saying journal out all your feelings and then take a look and consider how to integrate those feelings. Make a plan. Acknowledge that you have these conflicting energies. You know, you want to stay, you want to move, you want to do, but then make a plan because you can't do all. Even that is a very 3D way of looking at something. I'm also seeing that you guys aren't drinking enough water. I'm seeing that for some of you, you would benefit from taking supplements. Sorry. I'm just seeing this face and it just reminds me of the guides just laughing. They're like, thank you. Everyone's signing, like there are 54 guides like signing a parchment like John Hancock style. Anyway, so the point is, we have to give our guides a break, but we have to assume that autonomy. And Aries people, this is what we do. We are the leaders. I know some of you are salty because you don't have an Aries sun or you're just like, whatever. But Aries, you know, Aries people, regardless of where it falls in your chart, if at all, there is a sense of leadership there. My one life path number ones, you know, you are here to push down barriers. You're here to take leadership of your life. But everybody has to do this. But it means getting on board with what it is that you need to do. So stop passing the blame. Take a look at your life. Take stock. Allow yourself to be carried. That means let it go. If the person's not interested and they're not showing up, let it go. If they say they're interested but they're not showing up, let it go. Okay? If the job that you keep trying for isn't coming through, okay, it's now time to start looking at other options. I'm also getting for somebody here, you need to loosen up. They're saying in the joints for somebody. I'm also getting a guitar here, so I don't know if somebody plays guitar and if you're the one with the joint issue, or Oh, okay. Joints just has two meanings now. Obviously, one is the body is what I was getting. But when they said that, I also felt like joints like marijuana. So for somebody here, you got to ease up on that. Moderation, right? I'm also getting a lot of throat chakra issues. So some of you do need to make your apologies, even if not to the person. For some of you here, you have apologies that need to be made to somebody who has already passed. God bless. Remember, they can hear you. Actually, they hear. Guys, do not even talk about those who transition. Just kidding. If you talk about it, I'm telling you, they're right there. Trust me, because I feel them. I'd be like, oh yeah, I saw Rebecca, the other day. Boom, I feel her energy to the right of me. And that happens whether they're here or they've passed. So please know, there is no separation. So that time you think you're gossiping and secretly saying stuff, it's not a secret. It never is. This is just a friendly, from someone who deals in such things. It just is. So just be mindful. Anyway, so go ahead, make your apologies in any way, shape, and form. They do not need to be here on this earth or have transitioned in order to hear you. They will hear you nonetheless, okay? What else? And of course, eating healthy. Somebody eats a lot of cake. And first of all, I feel a little bad because I want to say, yes, you lucky, eat some, I want cake too, buttercream. But maybe you're eating too much cake. There's somebody here with a cake fixation. And I feel so much admiration for you. But your guides are saying, no. That song just made, the way they said, it makes me, it reminds me of that song by, oh God, is it Lil Wayne? It's on TikTok. I don't remember. Anyway, whatever, guys. So anyway, long story short, yes, and I'm getting the words table manners for somebody. So for someone here, you may be engaging in, I'm going to use this word, obnoxious behavior, because I feel like they're saying the word table manners, not necessarily just to talk about mind your manners at the table, but basically talking about when you get into an energy of being obnoxious. Remember, guys, it's not the action, it's the energy behind it. If you steal something, it's not right or wrong. It's the energy behind it that makes it quote unquote right or wrong. If you steal to feed your children, right? That's different from stealing because you're coveting what somebody else has. For example, it's right or wrong. So when they're, I mean, it's the motivation. So when they're talking to you, whoever you are, about this quote unquote obnoxious energy, it feels very obnoxious. It's almost like green, murky green, and it's hanging around the what do you call it? The solar plexus area. It's like a murky, very murky energy mixture between the heart and the lower heart and the solar plexus area, and it comes across as being almost toxic. So when you're talking about how you think it should be this way and that way, and whether you're talking about stuff at the table about current politics and what people should or shouldn't be doing, or this and that, it just comes out like these green toxic fumes is just what I'm seeing. So spirit is saying, please watch that, because it's almost like watch it. It feels very authoritative when they're saying it. So this is someone's guard coming in. This is not like your typical, angel. Hey, no, it's just someone's guard. Like watch it. Like we don't play with the guards. I'll just leave it at that. And you'll know if that's you, because they're going to tap you right now when they're saying it, because so you'll probably feel that. And it's not meant to make you feel bad. It's meant to say back off. Watch it. Because when you do that, you're starting to, for this person or whoever they're protecting, you're starting to mess with something in their environment that I think may actually create some type of, or maybe there's some children around, there's something that you're overstepping boundaries, and that you are really they're going to push you back. And it's going to be to the point where you won't even be allowed to come to this family dinner or these family dinners. I'm seeing it very well here. Now, whether it's because you went to get in the car to come with your attitude and getting ready to whatever, but the tires are flat, or you missed the event, or just whatever. So just be mindful. Spirit is coming through to say, watch it, because what we do put out there into the environment has effects. And when a lot of people come down, especially when they have a soul mission or something in their chart that they have to do, you better believe the guards are going to be on that, because it's too important for you to just kind of like, oh, I'm going to be mean to this person, and then it may create trauma for them, and they'll have to be on the therapist's couch for years. Okay, yeah, that happens, but sometimes some people have a mission for whatever reason, and you are creating something in their field that's going to obstruct that mission. And when you get into that territory, that's when you start, interfacing with the guards. Is like, I'm saying that, they're like, now they're backing off, so that's why I'm laughing. But before then it was like, no, like, like you need to watch it. And so they always say, who's they, I don't know, but they always say, be careful how you treat people, because you don't know who these people have on the other side. And this doesn't mean that, oh well, your guards won't protect you, or no, but you have to understand that there are certain things you just don't do and cannot do, because and that's going to be very, very subjective. It's really going to be dependent on the soul contract. But who they're bowing out and they're backing off now. But just so you know, whoever you are, you're gonna know it. I'm seeing stairs for some reason, and I'm seeing what's this color? It's like, it's a aqua green or aqua blue. It's kind of like this, but it's not aquamarine. It's darker. It's like that aquatic blue green. It's not even on here really, but sea green. I don't know, but darker sea green color. And so it's very strong energy. So just be mindful about that, okay? Whoever that is, all right? And if you're like, is that me? Feel free to email me, and at a compassionate heart school at gmail.com. You can email me and ask me, and I'll see if I can tune in and let you know if that's you. But chances are, if it's you, you'll know. Okay. Oh, and if you're not the one watching, if you're the one who is getting affected by this, that's your guard saying, hey, we got you. We're going to make sure this is pushed back in some way. So just either way, God bless you guys. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and end this now. In the days to come, I'm going to be filtering out the other readings. Remember, these readings are timeless and signless, so you can actually check all of the readings because a lot of times they may have bits and pieces for you. But either way, please know that they are timeless. So you can say a default of 30 days from whenever the video drops, but also know that it's always available and it never expires. Okay. All right, guys, love you. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, please do feel free to reach out. At this time, please know that, I just finished all my client readings, but please know that generally speaking, every reading I do, except for the 48-hour turnaround written reading, and except for the live readings, which are scheduled, and that's usually pretty quick, like maybe within a few days. I like to do those on a weekend sometimes. Anyway, though all the others have a 2-week grace period. Okay, so until then, bye guys.